Director Trev Alberts has been offered a contract at Nebraska through 2031.
This deal includes a base salary of $1.7 million, increasing to $2.1 million in 2026. The $1.7 million is around twice what he was given when he came to Lincoln 2 years ago. There's also retention incentives, including a $500,000 bond for styling through 2025. And that's for staying, and a $3 million completion bonus if he stays the entire 8-year agreement.
Like Albert's existing contract, his salary will be funded entirely with athletic department funds and include no taxpayer or tuition dollars.
Stay clear.